my channel, Cosmic Insight Astrology. My name is Christina. If you have a Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising, or Scorpio Moon, this is your 2023 astrology forecast. All right, Scorpios, let's see what 2023 going to bring for you, what kind of opportunities going to arise, and what kind of challenges you will need to face. So here is a little bit of teaser right now. This is a taste what I'm capable to do. And actually, I want to tell you, I'm already doing the videos, which going to be 1.5 to 2 hours long, and it's going to be up for sale. Each individual video going to be $5 at the beginning or $50 for the 12 each signs. And later on, it will be $12, $11.99. All right. So I want to also tell you, when I'm doing the 2 hours videos, it's going to be dissected and it's going to be detailed with every possible aspect of 2023. So I'm going to talk about all the lunations, each individual month, all the ingresses, asteroids as well, and the aspects they're going to make. And, you know, the eclipses, obviously, and the big events, because right now we are facing a major change and collectively. So we are here for this change. And, you know, like I'm offering you actually a snow gear in a snowstorm. So if you have to face the challenges, you will be ready to it. And, you know, it will be easier to overcome. All right, so let's see what's going to go on for you in 2023. So here it is. Here is your chart. And we're going to actually talk about the outer chart. And I set it up January 1st, 2023. Here is a Scorpio ascendant. So Scorpios, Mars is going to go direct actually in your 8th house, and Mars rules the 8th house. It doesn't rule Gemini, but rules the 8th house. But Mars is here in Gemini since August 24th of 2022. And, you know, it went to retrograde October 30, 2022 until January 12th of 2023. So what is the 8th house? 8th house ruled by Scorpio. It's ruled by Mars and ruled by Pluto. This is the house of transformation, regeneration, renewal, destruction, elimination, and taboo, sex, death, and, you know, abortion and all the taboos, other people's money. So definitely banking, bank system. Mars over here for you in Gemini could have represented something in the past, and when it went to retrograde, like you had some kind of issues and with mortgages, or perhaps you had some kind of issues with inheritance, and you had to revisit your will and rewrite your will, because of Gemini is communication and sales as well. So it could have been something with signing a contract or getting the loan or getting the insurance money paid out, and it didn't come easy. It had some kind of struggle in it. But when Mars going to go direct in the 8th house, then it's definitely going to flow easier for you. So if you actually applied for a student loan or mortgages, or the inheritance didn't come in, this is the time when you are capable to get it, from January 12th till March 24th. And then March 24th, finally Mars going to leave Gemini, where it's actually really restless, it's brainstorming here. And the 8th house is really intuitive house, and especially for you Scorpios, because this is your house. But Gemini also can actually download a lot of information, and because of the 8th house is intuitive, you are like brainstorming, you are restless, and you are downloading all the informations. Or, you know, 8th house could be detective as well. And, you know, Gemini, obviously, it could be like something writing. So it could actually connect you or connected with you with some kind of finding out something, a secret is coming to surface. Or maybe you were a detective and working on a case and it didn't come to conclusion yet, but finally it will reveal itself, the enemy or the murderer, or, you know, whatever case you are working on, it's coming to surface. It could be also like you were a financial astrologer or a forensic astrologer, or, you know, anything with criminality, and then it is like easier to solve the case after Mars is going direct here. All right, what else? And, you know, also Mars could be something like knife, 8th house is surgery. So it could be like, if you wanted to schedule a surgery, Gemini is like talking to someone who is valuable in this case, who is, you know, like a valid information. It could be a surgeon or, you know, anyone who, a doctor. And then right now you are willing to move forward with the surgery. And what else? So January 1st, 2023, let's see here. Let's see this. Here we have a stellium in Capricorn in your third house. Third house is your communication. Third house is your siblings. That is your neighborhood. Third house representing also, you know, like education, but not master degrees or, you know, high education. It could be something like you want to do an astrology course, or you want to do a like a course, and it is most likely some kind of primary school education, or let's see.
So, you know, that is also your neighborhood, and education as well. So you might going to invest in a course and study something. It could be third house, something with digital currency, astrology. It could be a hands-on training, massage therapy, or anything like that. But, you know, it would be really good for that. Or if you're willing actually to write something or do a workshop, or do your maybe your social media account, or go to a PR manager and hire a PR manager for your social media account. It could be a really great time for you to do so. So yes, and you know, Venus and Pluto together, it's really sensual and sexual attraction. So you might going to feel or a sexual attraction to your neighbor or to a friend, or it could be like the neighbor feels something toward to you. So because those are going to conjunct in your third house. But it also means, like, you know, Pluto is in Capricorn for a long time in your third house for you. So your communication must have changed during the last 14 years. But, you know, like it's really transformed and it's really became powerful. You became powerful with your communication. And you know, Pluto and Venus over here, it could be like, somehow you have a sexual charisma, and the way you communicate has some kind of sexual vibe as well. It could mean as well. And you know, third house communication, Pluto is power, and that is something structured, or it could be something with government. So it could be like you are writing a project, a government project, a piece about government, or a piece about for someone, for a mayor or a president or a governor, and you are the ghost writer for them. Perhaps it could represent that one as well. And Mercury here in the line with them conjuncting. So Mercury also communication, just like the third house, and rules the third house. So it definitely could be that. All right, and let's move forward and let's talk about the big stuff right now. The big stuff is Saturn in Pisces. Saturn going to go to Pisces in your fifth house, actually on March 7th. And this is big. This is monumental because Saturn is going around the zodiac cycle it takes 29.5 years for it. So it stays every single sign about 2.5 years. And it was in Aquarius. And in Aquarius, it feels home because that's the avatar, the old avatar, the ancient avatar of Aquarius. So it feels great over here, right? But in Pisces, not necessarily, because Pisces rules the 12th house. Pisces ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. And, you know, Jupiter is growth and abundance and expansion and everything with the riches, with generosity. And Saturn, not so much. Saturn could represent ambition, and Saturn could represent, you know, endurance and discipline and, you know, organization, but it also limitation, restriction, and fears, and death as well. So going into your 5th house in Pisces could represent like Saturn, wherever it goes, I feel like, you know, first when it enters, it's sucking you dry over there. So in the 5th house, it could, and, you know, create some kind of issue with pregnancies or children. So you might have to actually seek for IVF or, you know, because a pregnancy doesn't come easily. Or if you are a male, you might have some kind of reproductive issue. Or it could be like, just like your romantic life going to, and you are Scorpio. Scorpio really everything about sexuality and sensuality and the most sexual sign of the zodiac signs. And in the 5th house, where it's romance also, and Saturn over there going to give you limitation, you know, some of the male could have some kind of erection issues, or it could also indicate some just dryness, representing like, I don't feel, I'm tired even to have romance in my life. Or, you know, it could be like I have some kind of emotional issue. Saturn could create depression, especially in Pisces, because Pisces rules the 12th house, rules the psyche of, you know, like it is psychosomatic disorders could be, or it could be something with like, it sucked me dry on creativity. So I'm not going to be that creative. And actually Pisces is very, very creative. It is like, you know, ruled by Neptune also, and Neptune is filmmaking and photography and you know, spirituality, dreams and intuition, also self-sacrifice and also deception and delusion as well, delusion and also addiction, pharmaceutical and drug addictions and alcoholism as well. So in the 5th house, it could represent like, yeah, Saturn, you know, I'm limited in my creativity, and that's why I'm gonna start to drink because I'm numbing myself. Or it could represent also, so that's the sorry side of that, but it could represent something good. So the sunny side of Saturn in Pisces in your 5th house, like you are very ambitious and you're going to work very hard on a creative project, but can't be seen yet. But it is the hard work, especially at the beginning. But by the end, when Saturn is going to be the last 10 degrees, you're going to see the reward from your work. You're going to see the reward from your creative project. But the beginning, the 18 months at least, going to be very, very difficult, you know, even to create, or you don't get your muse, or you have to rewrite, or you have to recreate. But another thing, Saturn could be stones, and Saturn could be something with clay. So in Pisces, actually, one kind of creativity could go very well for you, Scorpios, and Scorpios could be really creative also and very artistic. So every water sign could be. And over here, it could be like maybe you are a sculptor, or maybe you are working with clay, or you are working with stones and you carving, and that one could go excellent. It could be really, really great. Or it could be like Saturn is watches. And if you are a watchmaker, Pisces is creativity, right? And Pisces is including all the signs together. That is the oldest, the wisest, the cosmic womb. And, here, because you have to understand both of the archetypes when you are analyzing and try to predict something. And here it could represent like you're going to become a watchmaker, or you're going to learn that, or maybe just start to be obsessed. Because why? Because addiction, Pisces is addiction and obsession as well. And it's coming from the 12th house, rules the 12th house. So it could be like you're gonna be addicted to watches, obsessed with watches, and start to collect. And fifth house is art and luxurious items as well, rules by Leo. So it could be definitely something jewelry, because Leo loves to show their whatever they have, and they love jewelries, definitely. So then it could be like you start to collect watches or some kind. Yeah, that's what I think. All right, what else could be happening here medically or in general, and the sunny and the sorry side also? So we were talking about fertility issues. Yeah, it could be something with your children. So for example, Saturn is coldness, and Saturn is restriction, rejection. So you might going to get rejected by your children, some of you. Or it could be like your children are really artistic, and you are coming here, Saturn is getting into Pisces. Saturn is the father figure, or an authority figure, and you are very strict. And for example, maybe you have a boy who would like to dance ballet, and you restrict the child, and there is some kind of conflict over there. All right, so let's move forward. No, I'm not going to move forward. I want to tell you something about a fixed star. And actually, 4 degrees, Pisces is a mutable water sign. And mutable signs, 4 degrees, we have an anaretic karmic degree. So it's really magnified. And we have a fixed star actually in Pisces, which is formal heart. And that is in 4 degrees on anaretic degrees. So Saturn gonna conjunct that formal heart 3 times, because Saturn gonna go to retrograde, and it's going direct again. So 3 times it's going to conjunct with formal heart over here. And then what you have to know about, yes, so Saturn is going to retrograde July 17th till November 4th. So definitely going to conjunct 3 times. And formal heart, what we have to talk about, that is Archangel Gabriel. And Archangel Gabriel is coming from the south. So you want to put a altar at the south with Gabriel, it's fine. Or if you want to put some kind of lapis lazuli, because that's a Piscean stone, that's fine as well, because it's bringing prosperity in for you. And then what else can you do? So that is Archangel Gabriel, and Gabriel was the messenger of God. And also Gabriel is the one who helps the one who losing directions. So if you have some kind of issue, who lost direction, who has some kind of issue with your children, you don't know how to parent anymore, or with your creativity, you lost your direction, should I continue this path or not? Just pray to Gabriel, and you will have some kind of, you can meditate on it. Or, I really like the Silva mind control, Silva technique, because before I go to bed, I drink half cup of water and I say, I need an answer for this question of mine, and I'm gonna remember my dream, and it's coming from my dream. And, most of the time I wake up, I got some kind of intuition, or I remembered my dream, and it's navigating me and saying, oh, that's what you have to do to succeed here, or to do this, and this is the next step, or something like that. So you can do that. And so, yes, so also what I want to say about formal heart, the fixed star, that is your creativity. That is, it is a royal fixed star, actually. And I really like it. And Formula Heart, a royal fixed star, which is actually representing our creativity, okay? And also it is everything with intuition, and also everything with very, very Piscean energy. So intuition, everything with creativity, with filmmaking, idealism, like prophetic dreams and prophetic vision, creative talents, and who to be poetic. So, like also if you are a poet and you have Saturn in the 5th house right now, and it will be hard for you to get a muse to write your poet, when actually Saturn going to go on Formula Heart, it's going to be easier. So then you are capable to create something. So that is a good conjunction. However, not only creative vision and improve you artistically, but it's also, and Saturn also endurance, and Saturn also long term and the old age is. So if you create something finally and bring it on with hard work and sweating blood, it will stay with you permanently. That's what it means. So that creation that you will do during these years, even if you have to sweat blood, it's gonna stay with you. And what I wanted to talk about Formula Heart shadow side, that is very delusional, just like Pisces is. So sometimes it's also corrupt. So you have to be careful with corruption there, not to get corrupted. And 5th house is awards, not awards, but like prizes. And for example, gambling as well. And it could represent like, all right, like I might want to gamble and I might feel that. But thanks God, when Saturn comes in, it doesn't let you to waste money. It doesn't let you to gamble a lot. So it's going to help a little bit. All right. But Saturn is also government people. And when it's going to go on Formula Heart, and Formula Heart could be corruption, it could be like you going to get around people who could be powerful, coming from power, and you can become corrupt if you don't keep your integrity. So keep your integrity. All right, Scorpios, let's go to another subject over here, and let's talk about Pluto. And Pluto, the planet of transformation, taboos, elimination, destruction, regeneration, renewal, sex, death, pregnancy, abortion, reproductive system, bank, other people's money, mortgage, insurance. So that planet, Phoenix effects, like rising from ashes, like Phoenix, going to your 4th house of family, 4th house of ending. It's also our grave, and it's also our living situation. So Pluto going to Aquarius, and you have to understand the Aquarius archetype. Aquarius is very intelligent. Aquarius is really the crown chakra connected with the collective knowledge. And it's ruled by Uranus and Saturn. It's representing independence and originality, insight in the invention. And, like Aquarius is really rebellious as well and could create chaos because of Uranus. Very unexpected as well. And also could be very cold because Saturn also rules this, and that's rejection. And so it could be a cold sign. But Pluto going over here, in general, in mundane perspective, definitely going to be breakthrough of science. And, it will be great because very humanitarian. So you might going to actually find a neighborhood because that's your living situation, Scorpios. That's your family. So your family is going through transformation. And it could like some of an older authority figure death, Why? Because Pluto is death, and moving to the grave and ending, it could be an authority figure, a family member, an older person's death in the family for you. But you know, Pluto is actually a generational planet and outer dwarf planet, and it takes 248 years. Sometimes some change those 84 or 48, but it's 248 years to go around the zodiacal cycle. So it's going to be here for 20 years. 2024 comes in and 2044 leaves, but it's already gonna get in March 23rd ingresses Aquarius, and then it's going to go back to retrograde to Capricorn and back to Aquarius and retrograde back to Capricorn, and then 2024 going to move here for 20 years. So for you, it's really generational. It's, I mean, for everyone, but it's really about family and you know, family values. So the value of the family going through transformation. Some of you going to lose a family. It's not necessarily because they're going to die, but you know, it could be through divorce or something like that. And some of you going to lose family members because that's your mother or father figure. The homemaker figure, actually, because fourth house is ruled by moon, and to me that is always you know, like fight between astrologers about that, but to me actually fourth house representing the mother, because of that's ruled by moon, and that's it. So here what I say, it's like it could be like ending the earthly journey of a mother figure for some of you. And especially Pluto is very, very powerful when it's ingressing and when it's leaving, the first few degrees and the last few degrees. And actually, I found that with most of the planets or most of the cycles. For example, if it's a square over there, Uranus and Saturn, whatever, the first is just a taste. But the end, the third one, it's like, or Pluto return for America. It is also the third one will be really powerful and devastating. Not the first one. The first one is always just showing what will be possible. And the last one is the one which is going to set stones. All right, but Pluto for you here. Okay, so definitely it could bring in, because Pluto is others, people, money, mortgages, banking, insurances. It could bring in an insurance settlement for your house if you lost your house during hurricane or any kind of devastation, or it could bring in an inheritance. So you are buying the house from an inheritance, or it could bring in something like, I get a mortgage. I didn't get before, but I get a mortgage and I can buy my home, my dream home here. So definitely. Or because Pluto is transformation, you might just going to actually demolish the whole entire house and rebuild. So phoenix from ashes. You bought the house, but you totally demolish it and rebuild on the same land. It could mean as well. All right, but you know, it's change in the dynamic of the family. Pluto is in Capricorn very powerful, but in Aquarius, it's humanitarian. So it's more like democracy in your family. So all the members with your children as well, everybody is equal. It brings in equality. It's the power of every single individual who has exactly the same power. That could mean as well. And what I wanted to mention, Altar is an other fixed star, and it's in 1 degree Aquarius, right? And Altar is very Martian. It's bold and courageous and active and make you to take action. So with Pluto over here, actually it's going to force you to buy a home, or going to force you to transform your home or your family dynamic. So it wants you to do that, and it's giving you courage to do so. So it's great. And you know, Pluto going to go back on Altar, back and forth multiple times, retrograde back and forth. Okay, so that's what I wanted to mention. And then let's go and move to Jupiter. So in May, in May, we're going to have Jupiter actually May 16th going to Taurus. So it was in your 6th house, so you might have experienced some kind of growth because Jupiter is expanding and grow, and 6th house is your health and work. So your work, you could have get some more work maybe, and you know, Jupiter is the richest, so you worked harder, you get more work, so obviously you get more money, right? But right now it's gonna go to your 7th house. 7th house is one-on-one relationship, one-on-one friendship, business partnership. It could bring in a business partner, or it could bring in actually a marriage, like either a new marriage, or it could bring in like abundance and happiness and optimism in your marriage, or in with your significant other. So that, you know, like it doesn't have to be a marriage. 7th was not only marriage, it's significant other, long-term relationship, it's relationship. So yeah, that could be, and you know, 7th house also law, justice, Libra is about justice as well. And Jupiter rules the 9th house also, which is Sagittarius. So it definitely could be some kind of justice. So as I say, Uranus is still here. It could be like, all right, maybe I divorced and I need some kind of alimony paid out and brings in justice. Or maybe I'm going to get married, but I need some justice because I need a prenup before. You know, if you are gay, perhaps it's supporting because of Jupiter is law, and that is partnership or marriage, and Uranus representing the gay people. So, you know, maybe in your country, wherever you are listening, it's going to be like finally letting same gender marriages. So it is positive for you there. So it could bring in multiple, has the sorry side, of course, with that Uranus over here, you know, it could be divorce already or already talking about separation, but also it can bring in a new relationship. And, you know, before that, like it, you see, it is actually conjuncting with North Node. North Node is Jupiterian energy. It's the node of the moon. It's your purpose. It's your karma, where you are heading. And in the 7th house for you, it is like, you know, I'm heading with someone. This could be my partner. It could be my, and, you know, I'm heading toward building happiness with my significant other. So definitely it could be a proposal. It could be renewing some kind of vows if you would like to. It's positive. All right, so Jupiter in Taurus. And yeah, I don't know. Let's see by end of the year, is it gonna go for you that far? November, December? No, it's not gonna go that far. Okay. So we don't have to talk about Algol, we're gonna talk about next year, but eventually Jupiter is affecting your sign, Taurus in your 7th house. So eventually it's gonna conjunct with Algol, but most likely beginning of 2024-ish. So it's far away, so we don't have to talk about that. Okay. All right, and let's talk about the nodes. Yeah, so the nodes are also going to change sign, and that is going to be the South Node and North Node we are talking about, as I said before, that is representing our karma. So for example, North Node is your destiny, and South Node is your fate. That is where you are coming from. It's representing your, it's representing by of the tail of the dragon, but you have to leave behind, shed off, so you can approach a new avenue, you can approach your purpose, which is the North Node where you are heading. That's the head of the dragon. The nodes always working in opposition. So if the North Node is in your 7th house, Scorpios, the South Node is in your 1st house. So actually what you need to shed off, you have to shed off something like something with your ego, peeling off your ego. But the nodes are moving clockwise. And actually on July 17th, the node's going to move to Aries and Libra axis. So it's going to start to affect your 6th house and 7th house. And of course, it's going to go back retrograde again, the 7th and 1st house, but it's going to start to affect over here. And let's see what's going to go on. That is your work. That is your tenant, your roommates, your co-workers. North Node over here, it could represent like your co-workers acting like babies, or like North Node in 6th house, you can be like the head of the group, because North Node is always the leader, Jupiterian, positive at work. But who are you going to lead? Because of Aries is the toddler, it's representing either the 0 till 1, the baby phase, or 0 till 7, if we are checking the pro-lunar cycles or the Uranian cycles. So definitely it's very early age, so you feel like you have to take care of toddlers at your work. And you are the wisest, you are the older, you are the most experienced, and it's going to be maybe annoying for you. But on the other hand, 6th house is work, and North Node coming over here, it could be like you're going to find a new kind of job that you actually going to like. It's going to be very new, it's going to be very impulsive, really fiery, really like with courage and a lot of energy in that new work, because Aries is a lot of energy, right? So yes, that's what's gonna happen. So it's coming back, and it's South Node is going to your 12th house, okay? Because it's always working in axis. So when South Node, what you have to leave behind, that is some kind of addiction, perhaps, or it could be some kind of, if you were incarcerated or in hospice or in some kind of orphanage, if you are younger and you become 18, you can leave the orphanage, or you can come out from prison, or you can come out from hospital because you've been hospitalized for a while. So, or, because of its addiction also, that could be like you can leave behind an addiction, you can get rid of an addiction. So that could be very positive for you. That's the positive side, the sunny side of the South Node in Libra. But Libra representing also, as I said, justice in 12th house, it could be justice for the unprivileged. So because 12th house is the unprivileged, so it could be like, maybe you feel like you didn't get justice because you were the one who is unprivileged, and you get some kind of injustice with that South Node over there. Maybe you were incarcerated wrongfully, or maybe they mistreated you in the hospital. They said you have I don't know, Hashimoto, but you had lupus or something like that. So, it could mean that as well, definitely. And then let's say, what else can we talk about here? Yeah, we can actually talk about the nodes and the eclipses. So eclipses connected with the nodes, and it always brings in dramatic changes in our life, right? So eclipse, no matter what, it's a dramatic change. It is urge us to taking actions, shake us in our core, and each year we get 4 to 8 eclipses. In 2023, we got 4 eclipses coming up, and they are always arriving in pairs, just like the nodes are in axis, eclipse is in axis as well. So they, appear in the opposite sign. So if it's Aries North Node, then it has to be South Node in Libra. And then the solar eclipse is when the moon is between the sun and the earth, and the lunar eclipse is when the earth actually is between the moon and the sun. And solar eclipses usually are dramatic change, but it's positive. So, for example, it could be something like a marriage or a proposal or a promotion or graduation, So something is ending with the eclipse all the time, but with a positive outcome. So for example, your single life is ending because you get married. So usually that is the solar eclipse, a breakthrough. And what about lunar eclipses? Those are unfortunately completion, endings, and losses. And those losses are through pain, growth through pain. So, end of a cycle, end of a life. It is very emotional and usually unexpected, shocking events. And usually it is final goodbyes and final endings. So those situations not going to come back to our life, not going to represent themselves again. And what you have to also know about those things, like oh, I forget the thought of. Okay, I gonna remember later on. So eclipse. Okay, so let's talk about then the eclipses in 2023. So we do have one in April 20, and that's going to be in Aries, 29 degrees. So April 20th, I'm gonna try to go back to April. So it's April 1st, but April 20, we're going to have in Aries 29 degrees. And then it's in your, where is your Aries? It's in your 6th house. And okay, all right, here. And then I'm gonna go month again. So the eclipse going to be here, and it's going to be a total solar eclipse. And in your 6th house, it's going to present itself, and it's going to be 29 degrees karmic degree. So something is ending with your daily routine, with your work. So you might going to leave your job because you already have a new opportunity. You already started your business. And that is plentiful, and that's going to be really good for you. So that's what's gonna happen here. And then we're going to have May 5th, we're going to have actually a, so May 5th, let me go, like back weeks first. So May 8th, weeks and days, so May 5th. Okay, here, we're going to have a Scorpio 14 degrees eclipse, okay? So that is a total solar. So Scorpio moon in your 1st house and 7th house is your sun. So that is, again, something you need to leave behind, and that's going to be your ego. And some of the Scorpios who have the nodal return or nodal oppositions here, or like if it is on your ascendant, for example, that the ascendant is the body, or on your sun, and it's 14 degrees, so it could be something like very traumatic for the body. So unfortunately we will see, and I expect some famous Scorpio or Taurus people leave actually and die. And this eclipse season already took the queen, but I was expecting even, I'm recording that in 2022, obviously, and in beginning of October. So I'm expecting Biden and like also King Charles to have some kind of difficulties, health difficulties, maybe even death. So it could end life, unfortunately, especially in the 1st house. And then let's see what else is going to happen here. So I'm going to go by month again, and we're going to go to the annual solar eclipse in October 14th. So October 14th, we do have another solar eclipse, and it's in Libra 28 degrees. So, it's October 14th. So let me go there by days as well for you guys. And October 14th here. Okay, and it is in your 12th house. 12th house is your psyche. 12th house is your mental stability. That's your subconscious. you know, it could be like, already I'm ready to start a new life because I left my addiction behind. So it is definitely lighting some kind of ray on that kind of psychosomatic issues of yours or mental illnesses. So actually you can deal with mental illness and addiction here and dealing with very well. And then we're going to have on the 28th lunar eclipse, and we're going to have, this one is partial, it's not a total one, and it's going to be in Taurus. So it's, you know, they are coming in axis and pair, and that's gonna be the last Taurus and Scorpio for a while, for another 29 years. 28, 29 years. So here, so it's going to affect actually your first and your seventh house, because that is full moon, it's representing full moon. Your seventh house, that is like, it could indicate like a friendship is ending, or a relationship, or a business partnership. It doesn't have to be bitter ending. It could be because somebody is leaving your city or town or going far away. But you know, ending a relationship, it's a completion. It's like, all right. But some cases, you know, sometimes even with lunar eclipse, it's partial. So that's why it's not going to be that significant. But it could be like the relationship ending as it is right now, because we cannot continue the way we are, because maybe we are not married and we have to you know, get married, or maybe we have to divorce, but we are not ending the relationship. The relationship as it is a marriage is ending, but we're still together, but just some fine insurance issues or whatever it is, but it has to end. All right, guys, so what else can I say? You know, I also going to mention like we're going to have a rabbit 2023 Chinese New Year, and it's going to start on January 22nd. So if you are a Scorpio who happen to be a pig, a dog, a rabbit, or a goat, it's going to be a really beneficial year for you. And you know, rabbit is actually equivalent with Pisces in Western zodiac, and Pisces actually is trining with your sun ascendant or with your moon if you happen to be a Scorpio moon. So actually it could be really beneficial for you. However, if you would like to have more information and very detailed dissected, then you can order my 2022 horoscopes, which is going to be up for sale. Until then, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what is your opinion and what do you experience during 2023. And, you know, I'm going to see you and talk to you soon in your November forecast. I wish you a beautiful and happy 2023, and actually a safe one. Please stay safe. All right, guys, thank you so much for your attention, and talk to you soon. Bye.